Best commentary of the year for 2023. Hello, everybody. I'm John Hindhaugh. Delighted to be welcoming you along to the Global Broadcast Centre. What is commentary? It's defined as an explanation or interpretation in the form of a series of comments or observations. My chosen media is radio. I get it easy. I get to paint the pictures. When there's pictures involved, it's even harder than that because you have to add to what's already being seen. And our nominees tonight have done sterling work in being able to contextualize, add and educate to the images that have been on the screen in the racing year. Here are the nominees for the best commentary for 2023.
And the nominees for Best Commentary are Arjuna Kankipati, DJ Clark, Evan Pisoko, George Morgan, James Parfit, Lewis McLeod, Luke Crane, Paul Walsh, Robert Hill, Zach Sweeney. And the winner is Arjuna Kankipati.
Congratulations, Arjuna. Second win for you after 2021. You must be delighted.
I'm very excited. When I won in 2021, I had only been commentating for about a year at that point, and I didn't necessarily feel like I was the best. I still don't feel like I'm the best, but I'm very glad that I get to work alongside so many passionate people who also work their hardest. The past year, I've got to go work in person in Saudi Arabia at Wrenchport Reunion with the fine people at Porsche, and alongside Brian Till at Prodigy Week and Jen Moxley as well. It's been an amazing year with so much community support, and the fact that I won both the community vote as well as the jury nomination really does mean a lot to me.
And what do you think has changed then in the relatively short time that you've been involved in your craft? As you say, we talked about you winning in 2021. How has, I mean, look at the other nominees. Just look at the standard. How has the standard changed? How has the medium changed of what we're looking at now?
The standard of commentary, I don't think, has ever been higher, but I think it is also something where we're spoiled in the world of sim racing. I remember watching you at Indianapolis last year and just realizing how little data you have in the real world compared to how much data we have in the sim world. And it's how we use that information that I think is really important. I love using Timing 71, but when I've gone out into the real world and done a few things there as well, it's been important to then step aside from all of that information and realize how to tell stories. I look at some of the people that I take inspiration from because I've never necessarily had direct feedback on how to get better as a commentator. You, John, your excitement, your enthusiasm, people like Lee Diffie, Crofty, you know, there are so many exciting commentators out there, and that's in the world of sim racing as well. Lewis McLeod, I'm going to just throw him out there as one person that I work with a lot, and every time I work with him, I get better because I learn something.
You make a very good point there, because when we did the digital Nürburgring Längstrecke series and Bruce and I started doing that, when I went back to what Bruce termed brilliantly full metal racing on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, we didn't have anywhere near the angles, we didn't have anywhere near the information, and in fact real world racing, full metal racing, has had to catch up with this, and we're talking all the time with series. This is an area where the virtual world and sim racing is leading. Do you feel that? Because you're telling stories the same way as everyone has to tell stories, whether it's a stick and ball sport, but you're telling stories in a slightly different way, Arjuna.
Yes, and I think I'm also one of the unique people in that there's not many people that you produce and you commentate your broadcasters in the real world. I do it in the virtual world with 3-4 computers in front of me, you know, chopping between all these infinite camera angles. And so there's a lot of things that I see that I also sometimes don't get to tell as part of the story. And so I think part of my job is trying to take all of that information, whittle it down into what's relevant and important, and then because I'm also producing and guiding the viewer visually, tying that all together. And it's important because when I go out and I do stuff where I'm just the commentator, I can bring my ideas, I can bring my opinions to the producer. I can also realize what they want from me and make sure that I'm the best me that they want.
What advice would you give then to somebody who's watching right now as a double, stop me saying things like that, I'm working in the States too much, a double Simmy winner now for best commentary? What would you say to anybody coming in to the sport and where they should be looking, what inspiration, and how they should be critiquing themselves?
It's something that I've been thinking a little bit more about over the last couple of months as I've taken on the title of Head of Talent at RaceBot TV, because I want to try and give some more feedback to people. They shouldn't be responsible to develop their styles themselves. They should have some guidance along the way. And I think part of that guidance is going off and watching yourself, but also critically watching yourself. I spent a lot of time earlier in my commentary career watching back my broadcast and going, that wasn't very good, I could have done this better. And now I do that in the moment. And I think you'll appreciate it, John. You'll never have a perfect broadcast. It's something you're striving for. It's something you're always hoping for. But things move so fast that you're always adapting on the fly. So it's a pursuit of perfection that is never really going to work out. And you've got to be happy with that. I think that's the main thing.
It's like a perfect lap on the Nürburgring if you're a driver. Unless you're Sabine Schmitz, it does not exist. Keep the spontaneity. Keep being in the moment, because the best and sometimes the worst things that comes out of a commentator's mouth happens in that moment, and the things that aren't planned. Arjuna, congratulations. Another splendid year, and we wish you all the best from all of us here at RSL for 2024.